Okay, gonna just make a quick video that runs through how to navigate the Blackboard website. So when you first log into Blackboard, you get to the home page, and the home page looks like this. We have announcements over here on the left. These are just through the first day. And then on the right, there's a to-do list. Today, it seems that there was a math readiness quiz, and tomorrow there is a lab activity. This is really useful to have because it will help keep you on track. Over on the left, we have a sidebar, and the most important thing on that sidebar is right here, course calendar. If we click the course calendar, it shows us these are all of the things that are due on each day. So today there is a discussion that you're supposed to leave an opening statement for. There was a virtual office hour. There is a math readiness quiz. Tomorrow there is a virtual office hour and there's a lab activity. Thursday we leave blank so that you can catch up with reading and get yourself on track. But we do encourage you to go back to the discussion to have a read so that on Friday you can go ahead and finalize your comments. End of chapter quizzes, typically on a Sunday. Beginning of chapter quizzes, typically on a Monday. Okay, so back over here to the left-hand side, we have a link that will take us back to the home page. We have a link that will take us to the virtual office hour. This is a video conferencing link that, outside of the office hour, if you want to use this as a study group for yourself, feel free. There is a link here to send me an email. That's a useful way of not having Concordia's email autofill and send to the wrong destination. That happens. Course calendar, most important thing. Here, there is a link to the discussions page. So all the discussions are held together in the same page. Week 1's is a discussion about turning miles per gallon into something that's a little bit more meaningful economically, so that you can make decisions about purchasing vehicles. But here are the descriptions of all of the cases. Now, those cases can be got to through the individual weeks as well, because there's one for each individual week, and I'll get to that in just a second. But before I do, I'm going to click on the folder that holds the syllabus. The syllabus is here with a little bit of a forced reading quiz and an introductory video that says these are the expectations of the course. Okay, and a little bit more blurb about what else it is that you would be expecting. Okay, let's look at an actual chapter. So, week 1, we're going to talk about matter and measurement. When you open week 1's folder, you get an introduction about what the general material is, what we're expecting you to get from participating in this week's activities, a reading assignment for you, and I have an alternate book. We're starting to see things called OERs now. These are open source educational resources. So this is a free online textbook, and it's reasonable. It's free. This week, first week, does involve a tiny bit of math. So there's just a quiz here that says, I want everybody to be on the same page. I want you to understand how numbers work. I want you to know a little bit about algebra. And if you're not completely confident in what this self-assessment quiz is showing you, then there are resources here for free tutoring and for the Math Center. The math readiness quizzes don't count towards your grade. They're self-assessment, but you really need to do them because we find that students will understand the science and then not be able to do the math, and that's a big, big hindrance. Okay, every week there is an opening quiz. That quiz is a reading quiz. Here is the end of chapter summary link and a little video about it. And then there are videos just for this particular chapter. These videos are the bare minimum that we want you to take away. There is the link to the discussion group, and then below that is the link to the virtual lab. So each week there will be a virtual activity that is a lab that will be followed by a quiz. So go ahead and interact with the lab. Let me just open this one. And you can move things around. You can weigh them. You can move them around. You can see differences in volume. So it's investigation of mass and volume. Okay. So after you've interacted, so there are written instructions, directions for how you should participate. Then go ahead and interact with that material. And then if you click on the title itself, so all of these things, the title where it says Math Readiness Quiz, when you mouse over it, that becomes clickable. That's how you actually get to the quiz. This one where it says Quiz 1.1, the title, when you hover over it, it becomes the click to get to the quiz. So you can read the instructions, you can interact virtually with the material, and then you can click into the quiz and take the quiz. At the end of every week, there is a closing quiz. So we have an opening quiz on a Monday and a closing quiz on a Sunday, and these are kind of the end of chapter questions. Each of the chapters will also have long form videos. I also teach this class in person on campus, and I've recorded lectures. These are 50 minutes apiece. So, this is everything that you would need to know. We encourage you to watch them, but they're not required. Okay, so we have 8 weeks. There are 8 folders on 8 different topics. Below that, there are a couple of folders that are also useful. Lecture Notes and Study takes you to a link to an open source textbook. It takes you to PowerPoints for the chapters. It takes you to handwritten lecture notes from a class that I taught somewhere else that was similar to this one, but not exactly the same. You can read right there. There are answer keys to other tests. Next folder down is study guides. There's a study guide for the exams. And then the exams themselves are here, bottom left. And when we click into this, here's what's notable. First of all, they're on the calendar. Exams are at the end of week 3, week 6, and week 8. Our exams are online, and we monitor those with a lockdown browser called Respondus. Now, Respondus is not the easiest piece of software in the world to use, so we need to make sure that it is working correctly on your PC. So there are instructions here on how to make that work. And then there is a practice test. It's worth no points. It's not about chemistry. It just makes us know that, hey, the monitor software is working on your computer. Here's the information about the exams. Chapters 1, 2, and 3 at the end of week 3. Chapters 4, 5, and 6 at the end of week 6. And then a cumulative final at the end of week 8. We want you to do well on these exams. The exams are really the only thing in the entire course that you don't get a second shot at. So you can take the quizzes multiple times. You can take the labs multiple times. You've got an entire week to think about what you want to add to the discussion group. But the exams are one and done. So there is practice. There's a practice test for exam 1 and then the real exam 1. There is a practice test for exam 2 and then the real exam 2. There's a practice test for the final and then there is the real final exam. Okay? So, looking forward to getting through this with you for 8 weeks. If you have questions, you can shoot me an email through this link, or you can go to the discussions tab, and if you think it's a kind of a question that the whole class would benefit from hearing the answer to, you can ask it to me in a public forum. Okay? Good luck to you. I'll see you in class.